Hey guys, it's me. Welcome back to another episode of the Shield Nuzlocke. I know that it's been a bit since I last uploaded. I had to do a couple things for school, get back into school. I had finals. Finals went well, so now I will be uploading a lot more often than I did before. Tuesdays and Thursdays for this, and Saturdays for any other type of video. So if you're excited for that, leave a like down below. But our question of the day today will be, what do you think about the new DLC? Do you think it's worth $30, meaning $15 each, or what issues do you have with the DLC? Because in my opinion, I think that they're doing a good thing with all this DLC stuff. I'm excited for them to add more Pokemon, especially since I saw Talonflame and Lycanroc in there. I'm pretty excited about those being added. I already have the shiny Galarian Slowpoke. I hunted for that yesterday. Well, I started hunting for it the other day, but I got it. So I'm pretty excited. I might have to catch another one so I can get both of the new Galarian evolutions shiny, but I don't know. Alright, what should I buy? I never understood why the casual art one was so expensive. I know it's like covered in like stuff, but like it's just over expensive. This is the shirt I chose for my normal playthrough and never changed. I'll try the Urban Smog. I like that one. So I'll go with this one. Yeah, we'll put it on now. These are just regular hoodies, so I can do without those for now. Trousers. I'll try the gray ones. Alright, we're definitely gonna want to change these shoes. I'll put on the black ones. Wait, hold on. I like how the white ones look better. I can keep the backpack for now. Alright. This looks great. So if you guys want to see what the team looks like, Fawn, our Nickit is up to level 7 now, and Trix is up to level 9. No new moves were learned. I just wanted to get them up to a fair level so they won't be behind. Mostly I just leveled up for Nickit, but since, you know, there's the EXP share that can't be turned off, I had to keep it on. Revive. So, Score Bunny got a couple levels too, but we're about to get our next encounter. I forgot, we're not supposed to go over here yet. We're supposed to go to the professor's lab, so we'll head over that way first. That's not the way to it. Alright, now we'll make our way over. Alright, so this is Sonia's house. Nothing really important here. We just meet Sonia. Charizard says Grower. Speaking of Charizard, we already knew, if you had seen any posts about it, we already knew that the Squirtle line and the Bulbasaur line would be returning in Sword and Shield, because somebody went into the game's code and found a whole bunch of Pokemon that weren't in the game before, including the Gen 1 starters that weren't in the game before and the Gen 7 starters. So, Blastoise and Venusaur are confirmed to be back now, like officially confirmed, and with Gigantamax forms. And honestly, Blastoise looks pretty normal, but Venusaur looks kind of cooler than before. I mean, it's just got, once again, it does that, hey, I have a bigger flower now, just like Mega Venusaur had, but I kind of like it. For the Gen 8 starter Gigantamax forms, Inteleon looks amazing. I didn't know about it at first, but the website says that the tower that Inteleon is on is actually his tail. His tail just got super long, and I think that's like pretty cool to think about. Cinderace. Cinderace is probably like the least coolest out of all of them. It just gets longer ears and is like on a giant fireball, so it's not that cool, but I mean it's still pretty cool. And in my opinion, Rillaboom has the best one because he gets a full drum set, and his like drum set looks like trees, and his hair grows longer and looks more like palm tree leaves. I think it's pretty cool. So I really like Rillaboom's stuff. Oh, there's Hop again. He's gonna show us around in the Pokemon Center. Now, with the Gen 7 starters being in the code for the game, I wonder if this means that they're gonna get Gigantamax forms. And that makes me wonder what those would look like. Because, Incineroar I could kind of imagine, but, like, not really. Of course not. We've been to Pokemon Centers. Primarina, I could kind of see that one too, but Decidueye, I can't see it all. I wouldn't be able to tell what that is. What that would look like, so. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how the Crown Tundra and the Isle of Armor turn out. Because I really liked how they presented it and how what they talked about for it. I'm really excited for it to come out, especially since the first one's coming out as early as June. It also confirms, I think the best part is that it confirms that enhanced versions will no longer exist. I mean, as far as we know, they might just do DLC for the rest of the time. And over here, Inferno. But that also confirms that there will be no new game this year, and honestly I think that's a good idea for them not to release another new game. People were hoping for Diamond and Pearl remix, but I mean, a lot of people that were asking for those were also saying that them quote-unquote rushing this game to have it out was a bad idea, but then they're rushing another game that's a remake of Diamond and Pearl to come out the following year. So if it comes out next year, I'd be completely fine with that. We gotta get our encounter for this route, and I guess we're getting Rookie D, because Rookie D just spawned and flew into us. If Gen 4 does get a remake in this gen, I think that would mean that they would add Gigantamax forms for Gen 4 Pokemon, and that might be why they didn't have any in the first place for this gen. For Gen 4. Wow, we caught that with just a Pokeball. Because the only Gigantamax forms right now, and even with more being announced for the DLC, the only gens that have Gigantamax forms are 1, 5, and 8, and the only one from Gen 5 is Garbodor. So hopefully that means Gen 4 Gigantamax forms, but I'd just be thrilled for a Gen 4 remake. Rookie D, let's name him, let's name him Robin. No, not, there we go. Got Robin. Oh, and as it turns out, the grass in front of the professor's lab is the same. I mean, the professor's house is the same as this route, so we can't catch another Pokemon up ahead, but that's fine, honestly. We don't need too many encounters, and so last episode I said I don't think anybody's done a randomizer Nuzlocke yet, and I don't know how other content creators have done the wild area encounters, but I actually watched Josh, the 4th gen gamer, do his randomizer Nuzlocke, so he's got a randomizer. So I've been watching it, and the way he did the wild area encounters, just like how I was gonna do it. Every area in the wild area is an encounter. Obviously he did it eyes closed because it's randomized. He didn't want to be spoiled of what was on the route. But I'm not going to close my eyes. I'm just going to run into whatever I can get. Because there are so many Pokemon in the wild area. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, up to 300 Pokemon in the dex. Like, no, not up to 300. Like, basically the first forms of the Pokemon. Like, if you evolve them all, it would register, like, 250 to 300 Pokemon in your dex. So there is plenty of opportunities for us to get Pokemon up ahead in the wild area. I can't guarantee that we'll make it to the wild area this episode, but I know we'll be to the wild area by next episode. For Rookie D's first battle, it's doing pretty good. I don't want to risk anything though, so I'll switch out to Fawn. I don't want Rookie D to die in its first battle. I put whatever I want to level up the most in the front. That's like a pretty good thing to do, because if you put the Pokemon that has the most levels at the front of your party, then it's just gonna get all the levels while your other one just gets I was there experience, which it is never as much as the Pokemon that actually participated gets. So it's good to keep the Pokemon that you want to give experience for at the front of the party. But that also means that having it lead could also make it so it will be easier to lose a Pokemon, and that's not something that I want to do. So, but there we go. We got a couple levels up. Fawn learned Hone Claws. Not really an important move, but all right. That little boy's shirt, like the youngster's shirt, always reminds me of how people found out that like Greedent was gonna be a Pokemon, because he's got a Greedent on his shirt, and people saw him in the audience and like the trailers, said, wow, the regional rat is gonna be a Chipmunk. And then when the leaks came out, everybody was like, yeah, we saw it coming. But I remember thinking when Greedent was revealed that it looked kind of like a Disney chipmunk, like old cartoon Disney chipmunks. It was kind of weird. Mystery gifts. I don't think so, because I know we'd only get like the Meowth, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go for it, because I don't know if the Meowth is still available, and I probably wouldn't even use it on the team anyway, so we'll just leave it for now. Maybe I'll consider it later, because we would have a Gigantamax Pokemon on our team, like the whole playthrough, as long as it's not dead, so that would be good. But then again, it can't evolve, so is it really a pro having it on the team? I think we should switch out, because it could have a rock type move. Switch out to Fawn. Hopefully that's good enough. I was hoping for a bug type like early playthrough, but all of the bug types are like exclamation point Pokemon, so it's more common that we run into a Pokemon that shows up in the overworld than it is for us to get one that is hidden in an exclamation point. So but I like how the team started off. I was expecting Squovit or Rookie D as our first Pokemon caught, but we got Nickit, and I'm alright with that. Alright, it's only using Bite. It hasn't used a water type or rock type move, so I'm gonna switch out to Scorbunny. Watch it just use a water type move or whatever, like, no. Tackle is fun. Alright. I'm wondering when we'll get to the first gym, because when I played this the first time, I had been playing for 2 hours. Mind you, I was trying to discover the wild area, but I was playing for like 2 hours before I got to the first gym. So, who knows, but this game is a pretty fun game to get lost to when you play it for the first time, so kudos to them for that. But people said that the game was so short and stuff like that. And then the same people, like when they announced the DLC expansion packs, those same people were complaining about how that should have been part of the game in the first place. But it's like post-game stuff. You can't even access that stuff until the post-game. So it's basically giving you a longer post-game. And I know that the post-game wasn't very long in the first place, because all that happens is, you know, you you follow Swordward and Shieldbert around Galar to stop the Dynamaxing Pokemon, and then you get either Zacian or Zamazenta. But honestly, I think it was long enough, like average. I know it's not as long as other post games have been, but I'm really excited that they're adding expansions, because one, it counteracts the enhanced versions that are basically like re-releasing the games with like a little bit of different stuff, and it also adds a post game, so people are getting what they want. But there's still people that had to find a way to complain about it. So and if you have like those opinions, I'm not telling you that you're wrong or anything. I just think that, you know, I think it's good enough that they're giving us what people requested, especially since, like, oh, I wish I could have gotten Yamper. They're adding these updates, like, and I'm guessing these updates will, like, patch some bugs stuff. They did patch this stuff with competitive, like, with some moves not working properly, but, also how they're adding over 200 old Pokemon into the game. Like, people were requesting, obviously that's like the #1 concern with the game, was to bring back the National Dex. And while not every Pokemon is being added back, at least they were willing to add so much more. So I think that is good. Like, this whole expansion pack is going to be good. And a lot of people don't understand that. Like, a lot of people that are complaining about it don't know that you don't need to have the expansion packs to get the old Pokemon that are going to be added in. Because, even though you can't catch them, you can still transfer them in through home. Plus, that's what people wanted anyway, their old Pokemon to be transferred into the game, not for them to completely catch new versions of them. So, I mean, I don't really see the problem with people, like, saying, oh, well, I'm going to have to trade with a friend. Because you don't have to. You can just transfer them in from the old games. But, you know, everyone has their own opinion. It's just how people think, what they decide on, they prefer. But I'm definitely going to be getting the expansion packs, so, referring back to the question of the day, what do you guys think about the DLC? Just let me know down below. Usually I reply to your guys' questions of the day. I even heart stamp them, because it's as a thank you for, like, actually answering the question of the day. Because not everybody that watches the video does that, and I appreciate it when you guys actually answer the question of the day. It really makes me happy to see that people are telling me their opinions and stuff on the different things I discuss. So, thank you to all who answered the question of the day. I'm really excited to get into this, though. Like, usually when I play the beginning of games, I'm like, I'm excited to see how it goes. But that's because, like, the atmosphere of the beginning of the game is just like, oh boy, we're just getting started. But then, like, when you're in the game, like, let's say I'm like 3 gyms into the game, I feel accomplished, like I'm actually doing something, like I'm actually working hard, and that's probably like the best part of playing Pokemon games, like progressing and feeling like you're actually doing something. Or like at the beginning of the game, you're like, I'm just gonna try not to die. You know what I mean? So we don't get a Pokemon over here, which honestly I think the only Pokemon we'd be able to get is Yamper anyway, because I know Yamper spawns here, but we don't get an encounter here. So our next encounter will be in the wild area, which will most likely be in the next episode, because all we do after the talking to Professor Magnolia is we have another battle with Hop, and then we go to the wild area. So I think we're gonna end the episode on battling with Hop, but we'll just see how it goes. Magnolia's gonna talk to us. Because usually my episodes, I try to shoot for 24 to 30 minutes long, so it's not too long, but it's also like not too short where I have to do like 100 episodes for one playthrough. Because I'm pretty sure that it would be like a super long series if it was like 12 minutes per episode, like Game Grumps does. Like I'm rewatching their Super Mario Galaxy playthrough right now, and they do like 12-minute episodes, and then they say next time on Game Grumps. So, and it's only like they do 1.5 levels each episode. So, their series went over like well over 90 episodes. But then again, you know, that's a Mario game, and this is Pokemon, so there isn't levels. There's just gyms and stuff. But I think that if I like made each episode like 12 minutes long, this would go on for a very long time, and I don't want that. So let's see if we can battle Hop. I don't understand. It might be like how sensitive my controls are set or something, but I keep on running into walls on accident. Alright, he's almost doing the Italian, you know, shaking the hand thing, but he's using fists. Alright. Sometimes I forget that I'm not doing a face cam for this series, so I just tried to like show you guys what I'm talking about, but obviously you can't see me. Maybe I'll put an image over the screen of a hand doing that, because that'd be pretty darn cool. But let's battle Hop and his Wooloo. Always sending out the Wooloo first. It'd be funny if, like, on the last episode, I mean the last battle, like the one that you do with him post-game, if Hop didn't use his double first, and, like, you bring out your fighting type, and he's like, ha, you thought I was gonna bring out double, didn't you? And then you're like, bruh, he tricked me. And then he's like, haha, loser. And then you win anyways. So then he goes home and cries about being a doctor. About being a professor. I think a lot of people were hoping for like an enhanced version of this, because the only generation that had like basically a sequel that was an actual sequel and not just an enhanced version was Gen 5 with Black 2 and White 2. While some of the gyms were the same, the evil team had different ambitions, all that kind of stuff. The original characters were older. They actually felt like real sequels. So, I think that a lot of people were hoping for like a sequel to Sword and Shield, like Sword 2 and Shield 2, where like it showed Hop as a professor, and Marnie was like took over as the gym leader, the dark type gym leader, and Bede being the fairy type gym leader. And one thing that they did in Black 2 and White 2 that I wish they would have done is like showed the character that you played as older, but then again, you know, your character can be male or female, so they'd have to like choose which one they'd want to do. So it would also be kind of weird, but I think that like they should include both, which then again that would be weird because it's basically like they're the same character but different genders. It's like Fire Emblem. So maybe it would be a bit weird, but I think that they should do something like that in the future. Alright, now he's sending in his Rookie D. Fawn is a level behind, so we'll try to level her up. sometimes I don't get really creative with names, but sometimes I get like really proud of like the names that come off the top of my head. Like Robin for Rookie D, that wasn't a very creative name, but for Nickit, naming it Fawn, that was like at the top of my head. So I just Wapam slapped it on Nickit, said, "Here's your name, you have been born." See how much beat up will do. I should probably say something else about the recording schedule. I'm only recording on Saturdays, or like on the weekends really, so if like 2 episodes don't go up every week, it might be because I didn't have enough time to record 2, because right now I'm in the show choir season and I might really only have time to do 1, but it really depends on if I have time to do it. So I'm shooting for 2 episodes a week, but if it doesn't happen, that's just a little background on how it goes, because the mistake I made before I like stopped recording for a month and a half was I would say this is my schedule, and then sometimes I wouldn't be able to do that schedule, and you know, I would post about it on Twitter, but obviously not all of you follow me on Twitter, so I gotta tell you guys in the video whether or not I'd be able to be there the whole time, or be there for every upload day. So that's just a little inside info on how this will work, but I'm really excited to be actually into it again, so I hope you guys are as excited as I am about it. But there's the shooting star pieces. Ta-da! Wishing stars. I will take one myself, thank you. Now we can Dynamax. Well, it's not really important right now, because we won't be able to do it until the gyms. And I'm gonna, like, mostly avoid raids, because, they're not really important. So, I'll mostly avoid raids, but now we can Dynamax, so that's cool, I guess. Yes, I am very hungry, and I'm not talking about in the game. Just kidding, I just had lunch. The next day. The music, man. I really like the music that they added for this game. I think a lot of people, whether they hate or like the game, a lot of them are agreeing that the music is pretty good, especially since a couple of the songs are composed by Toby Fox, the creator of Undertale, and composer of songs in Undertale. I think the songs are like super good, especially Bede's theme, which I'm pretty sure that was one that was made by Toby Fox. So I really enjoy the music in the game. A lot of people used to say like Gen 4 had the best music out of all the gens, but I think this one would come pretty close in the ranks, like to like beat Gen 4. But that's gonna end off the episode for today. So if you liked, please leave a like down below. Answer the question of the day, please. I'm not really begging, but like, I like to see what you guys say. And subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next episode. This is Inferno Men burning out.